I will share that Cheryl has been a long-term college dean, and so she's pretty well traveled. And welcome, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Go ahead and let everybody know where you're from, and
Okay,
maybe give them a little bit of an overview of what your life was like before the patches.
certainly. I am in Arizona now. I've been here since about 2013 and moved from Illinois. I was worked in Illinois for my career, and I was fortunate enough to be able to retire 13 years ago. So if you do the math, I was 55. So, so I'm been on the earth about almost 68 years. Uh, Prior to using LifeWave, my husband and I had been taking a lot of steps to lead a healthy lifestyle. It all started when my mom had had cancer, and we knew that in order for us to stay healthier, that we needed to take some steps that would prevent disease in the future. So we started quality supplements, doing the research on supplements to make sure that we were taking the best and most effective supplements. Healthy water, we distill our water and we add our minerals back into it. Organic foods, as much as they can be organic, and grass-fed, grass-finished beef, they were all a part of our daily lives. So we were really working towards staying healthy. So I think all of those actions helped me when I started using LifeWave because it helped me to jumpstart the effectiveness of the patches. Because I do know that not everyone has as rapid success as I have had. So LifeWave has just given me a whole new hope for aging, reversing it rather than going forward, which is a wonderful thing. So,
Well,
oh,
let's
go
get
ahead.
into, oh my gosh, what you started sharing with me yesterday. I'll just
Okay.
let you kind of take it from the top because you started
Sure.
with your knee and then everything else was, wow.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot, isn't there? My friend Claire O'Leary was visiting Arizona in April, and she noticed that I was having a lot of severe pain in my knee, and prevented me from doing as much walking as I wanted to do. I'd had an X-ray done at that point and had a lot of osteoarthritis, not only in my knee but everywhere. And I was getting ready to have a gel injection in a few weeks because that had helped me before. I'd had one several years back. Claire gave me some X39 and I started wearing the patches. And I didn't feel anything the first week, but I started digging deep into the research. And I found a lot of amazing things that are out there. So if anyone is interested, send me a note and I'll tell you where I started. Where I've ended up is just pretty great. Watching the testimonies, not only helps inspire people, but it really was amazing. I believed in Claire and I believed that this was going to work. So my first order was X39 X49. And shortly after that, as I was researching, I looked at pubmed.gov, wonderful stuff about all the things that are going on with us. I ordered then 2 sleeves of IceWave, and instantly my pain was gone. Just about cried. It was so amazing. I was hooked. So the great thing about LifeWave is that copper peptides are a great alternative for all of us. Everyone in the world can benefit from them. So after I had done about a month of the X39 49, I decided that I wanted to be even healthier and I wanted it fast. So I added the YH trio, Eon, Carnosine, and Glutathione at night. And this helped even more. I am totally pain free. Theoretically, I should be walking around bent over with a cane or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you had described yesterday how once you started really doing the research,
Hmm.
uh, you had so many things started to happen.
Oh, it
Uh,
was tremendous.
but
Yeah.
you were just, you had done the research, so you kind of went a little bit above and beyond what
Oh,
most people normally do. Yeah.
probably. But that's what happens when you work in a college. You just start to research. Today, now I'm walking about 3.5 miles every morning. Then I come home, get the day going. I don't take any more naps. Life is great. And then in about another 2 hours, when it cools down just a little bit, I'll be 2 miles outside at night doing that as well. Interestingly, in Arizona, there's a few challenges walking outside, but I absolutely love being outdoors and I love fresh air. So what I have found, and I didn't even realize this is probably something the tolerance is built up. I can walk in 110-degree temperature and be perfectly fine. It's great. So, and I do attribute that because I tried before and I couldn't do it, but I attribute that to LifeWave. I think it's probably just started working just amazingly. So I think that's a good thing. Over the last 5 or 6 months, even the time that I'm walking is decreasing. I've hit 20-minute miles now, which is pretty good for somebody who's almost 68. But then, shortly after I started patching, the neuropathy in my feet that I'd had for over 5 years completely vanished. It's gone. And I couldn't believe that had happened. So I was like, yay, I'm going to stay on these patches forever. But then, shortly thereafter, my tinnitus went away, and I'd had that for a lot of years. I'm glad it's gone. I hope it never comes back, and I don't think it will.
Is that ringing in one ear or both?
Both ears, yeah. And what I started doing was rotating the patches, I would put glutathione on one side and then on the other, and then eon on one side and eon on the other, just letting it all kind of work together. After the first month of patching, I found out that my energy level had increased so dramatically that I didn't feel like I needed any naps. It's amazing to have that much energy. It's like I'm 20 years old again. So it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. And then 2 months after I've been patching, I noticed that for nearly 40 years, I'd had a skin condition on my back. I would get these huge, 5 to 10 at a time, large sores. I mean, I'm talking about an inch in diameter. And no doctor could ever figure out what they were. They didn't have a solution. They didn't know what to tell me. No sun didn't work. Red light therapy didn't work. I have a red light therapy machine. Didn't work. But they were gone. They just disappeared like overnight all of a sudden. And they've been gone ever since. So it's just.
You were saying that might have been due to some sort of a birthing situation.
Yeah, I had a toxic pregnancy where there was a lot of amniotic fluid in my system. And so it had triggered these sores, and now I think obviously it healed it. And so for the very first time in 40 years, I could feel like I can wear, tops that are low cut in the back. It's awesome. My sleep is now very sound. I used to wake up a number of times during the night, up and down all night long. Now it's rare when I wake up at night. There's another reason for that, and I'll get to that in a minute, though. I used to have massive migraines whenever the pressure fronts changed. And so that's why I was really happy to be in Arizona, because we don't have a lot of storms here. But when we do get a storm, I would have these massive, horrible migraines, and it would put me in bed for a day or two. And so they're gone, totally gone. Now it's like I'm so excited that it's going to rain. It's like, woohoo, here we go. We're having a storm now. That was a wonderful thing. And then more recently, I called a friend of mine and told her, said, you're not going to believe this, but 40 years ago, I had my gallbladder and my appendix removed. That was back in the day when they had to take the appendix as well. It was that 12-inch long scar on my abdomen. After 5 months of patching, you could hardly see it. It's not even, it's like this long now. It's just amazing. So it's just, there's just so many wonderful, wonderful things that happen. I'm so excited to be able to see my ophthalmologist in October. I think that the cloudy eyes that I had when I've been seeing him in the past are not there anymore. The clouds are gone. So we shall see what happens, but I don't think he's going to have any reason to tell me I need to have any kind of surgery. So, but one of the things that really has helped my sleep is that my husband started noticing all the changes that I had been going through. And he decided after the first month that he wanted in too. So he started using X39, X49, and Eon. And he would use Eon at night, and he would use it on his third eye. And it would be an understatement for me to say that Eon changed my life when he started using it, but it did. He stopped snoring the first night, and it was great. So after I don't know, a couple of weeks, he was snoring, and I thought, oh great, did I get overly excited? And I turned around and I looked, and he'd forgotten to put it on. And I woke him up and said, get your patch on. I can't sleep without it. So it's a great thing. We're just getting the best sleep ever now. The other thing that's been just really exciting is my adult daughter, who's 37, has suffered with migraines for 20 years. Every single day. Not one day has gone by where she hasn't had a migraine. And she was pretty resistant to patching. She's a science person, and she was, didn't want to deal with it. So she was here visiting one day, and had her migraine, and I said, let's try an IceWave on your migraine. Let's just see if we can get rid of it. So we patched her. In 10 seconds, her pain completely dissolved. IceWave broke through the pain, and now it's rare when she even needs to use IceWave. And she uses the other patches as well now. And she calls the patches now her mom's witchcraft. Because it certainly can't be science, right? So last weekend, when she was visiting, she came out and she said, Mom, one of my skin tags just fell off. And I said, well, that's really cool. I told my husband about it. Several hours later, he came in from outside and he said, you're not going to believe this, but one of my skin tags just fell off. So LifeWave takes care of everything. It's great. I am a lifetime LifeWave patcher. I can't say enough good things about these patches. So what I use now in the mornings, I use X39, X49, SP6, Energy Enhancers, and Celergize. And at night, I use the YH Trio, Eon, Glutathione, and Carnosine, and I use Alavita. I won't tell you how much I used to spend on skincare products, but using Alavita has made a significant impact on my budget. Unbelievable, because it's so reasonably priced compared to things that you might buy elsewhere. I just want also to thank my friend Claire O'Leary for introducing me to LifeWave, and to Christy Willison for being there for me and answering my multiple questions, sending me all kinds of research and all kinds of information that I asked for. She's just been really, truly amazing.